Welcome back to the channel, guys. So this is going to be a new series on the channel that we're just going to call How to Calculate for Beginners. This is going to be for the players who kind of know their basic principles already, and they're getting to the point in their game where they really have to think about every move a few extra seconds because they're really worried about their accuracy and those like forced calculations, those different sequences that can happen, and they're just needing to spend a few extra seconds on every move to making sure that they're making the best plays. So in these episodes, it's either going to be a mixture of different puzzles that I'm kind of walking you through my process of going through to figure out either the forced play or what I believe to be the best calculation for the scenario, or it'll be a personal game that I had that day or that week, and with a scenario that I either handled poorly or well. So afterwards, please let me know if you'd rather see more of the puzzles or more personal games, and we'll see how the episodes kind of evolve as we go. Okay, so it's white to move. Again, we're looking for forced positions. So what can we do here? Let's see. We take this, the queen takes, we take this, and what happens? Rook takes, we can get this other rook here, but he just runs away. He just runs down here. So I think what I would like to do is, I think I want to get the king on this line so that maybe I could put the queen here and win this rook. So I think how I'm going to do that is I want to go here. The queen will take, because if the queen comes down here, I just take back and all of a sudden I'm just another piece up. So I think it's going to be here. Queen takes. I check. He's not going to block with the queen because he'll just lose the queen. So he's going to bring his king here. I bring the queen back, check, and I can win this other rook. So we'll go here, here, check, and then you win the rook. So you're looking for those very forcing plays. Like, it's not a guarantee, like forced, you have to do this, but it's a, hey, you should probably do this or you're going to even be in a worse scenario than you would be otherwise. Okay, so we'll look here. It's white to move. And we want to look for forcing moves first. That's what we want to look at. So a lot of people are going to make the mistake of going here, but then you get taken by the bishop. Our knight's defended. And what kind of checks do we have? We have this check. And what would that do? Nothing can take the queen. The king cannot move here, 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 here because of the knight, or there. So just taking that extra little time to go here and not there, we know that this is going to be checkmate. And there we go. Okay, so here is a quick example from a game that I actually had earlier today. So I am very up already in this position. His queen is kind of tucked away, not being able to do much here. Can't take any of these pieces because they're all protecting each other. Rook's protecting this, rook's protecting this, pawn's protecting this pawn. So what I would really like to do is somehow get this bishop on one of these two squares, because right now I have the queen pinning his rook to his king. I would really like to have this bishop somewhere here pinning that rook so I can potentially win this rook. So what I wanted to do is take with the pawn, and I know that he's going to take back, because if he doesn't, then I just take the rook with the pawn. And then that's even easier for me. So that's what we do. We start with this. Okay, so now we're in this position. Okay, so now I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can start to do something like this, because this bishop's protecting this pawn. This rook's not going anywhere because it's pinned. This rook can always kind of slide around and try and do some weird stuff. But now this file's also open. So I could move this rook here, or move the king here, get this rook on this file, and cause some damage that way. But instead I kind of decide, you know what? I'm going to go with my original plan and try and get this bishop somewhere on this line. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do. And after here, I'm going with my original move. King goes there. So he does not want the rook to be pinned anymore. So this is where you need to do some calculations. Okay, is it worth putting my bishop here anymore? Like, is it worth putting there? So if I go bishop here, I realize that he's not going to want to trade the bishop for a rook. Because look at this. If I go here and he keeps it there, I take, he takes, I take, and then it's just game over a few moves after that. So I go here, and now I have this strong bishop taking care of these. This pawn is taking care of this. And I realize if I can get the rook or the queen over here, all spots are taken care of if he happens to move this rook. And like I said before, if I go here, I know that he's not going to want to just trade everything. He could bring his knight over. I'll just go over with this check. He's going to be forced here. And then I'll just take a rook. And we'll end up we'll end up anyway. I figured he's going to want to move the rook. And like I said, this is taken care of. This is taken care of. All I need to do is get this queen over. So he does that and allows me to get this kind of weird checkmate situation. So when you're doing calculations, it's not always going to be forced scenarios. First of all, you're always looking for those checks that are very forcing moves. But when those aren't on the board, you kind of have to say, okay, what is my opponent thinking? Is he going to want to do these trades? If he brings his knight here to protect this, I get this check, and then I can win this anyway. And I could go here, get this rook here, and then it's just a slow squeeze until checkmate. You kind of just have to get into your opponent's head of what they're thinking. And especially even at this level, the 1600 range, which isn't that high, they're not going to see all of this stuff. Because my opponent didn't see that this bishop was used to cut off this square, and that this pawn was just being used to cut off this square, and the queen took care of the rest.